Hello there, crafty doer. Jessica Michaels here, playing with alcohol inks and an odd medium to create a background for a scrapbooking layout. So grab a comfy chair, grab all your crafty things, and let's get into the crafty doings. Aside from alcohol inks, I will also be using alcohol pearls. Now, the difference between these two is that the pearls have a shimmer and a shine to it. Whatever formula is going on in this bottle, there is also a little ball that I have to shake until I hear that ball rocking and rolling in there, just to get that shimmery stuff on the bottom moving around and mixing up with the ink. To begin an alcohol background, I like to squirt a whole bunch of blending solution. You don't have to do this. This is just my preference. It helps me move the alcohol ink around with my blower. I'm going to start off with this teal pearl. I want to see what that kind of looks like. I want to see if the shimmer really comes through, and so far I can see that it does. The camera has a very difficult time capturing all that shimmer, but it's there. So next I'm going to grab the alcohol ink. So I'm going to use blending solution to help move that ink around. And I go back and forth between isopropyl alcohol and blending solution depending on what I want to achieve. If I want to break up the dark clumps of alcohol ink, I will most likely use isopropyl alcohol. If I want to spread the ink a little bit more and get like this wisping effect towards the edges of the alcohol ink, I will most likely use a blending solution because it helps spread the ink. And the way you kind of get that wisping effect is by pushing the ink towards the outside and letting it sit for a couple of seconds and then pushing it right back. So now that I have a good base of where I want my alcohol to be, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit just so you see how I continue to add more layers and wisp more edges. This little area here was a bit troublesome because I went to add the purple alcohol ink, and when it first touched the paper, it looked like it matched the pearl. But once I added blending solution and started wisping the edges, a lot of pink started to come through. And for this particular project, I didn't like that because I wanted the pink kind of up here on the right top corner. So all I did was dab it with a cloth and kind of started all over, and that's the beauty of alcohol ink. So I'm trying this lighter purple, and it's not a perfect match, but it's definitely more true purple than it was before. And so I'm just going to do the same thing that I did with the other colors and use blending solution to spread it out and slowly wisp the edges, and throw in some more of that purple pearl just to kind of blend this alcohol ink with the pearl that I kind of had up there. I like it so much that I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try to splatter these pearls with its respected color. So I'm going to add a few drops here of each one. And my natural instinct was to grab my blending solution and add a few drops in it to splatter. And you can see that it's reactivating the ink that is already on the paper, and you can see white spots coming through. So if I were to do this again, I probably would refrain from adding alcohol or blending solution. Instead, I would just add straight alcohol pearl onto the paper and see what that effect would look like. But next, I do want to add a little bit more sparkle, glimmer, shimmer. So I'm going to use this mixative in silver. And I do avoid adding alcohol blending solution to see what that would look like if I had done that with the pearls. And definitely it's thicker and more opaque. I choose to splatter mixative over alloy because it's intended to sit on top of alcohol ink and not blend in. Through the power of video editing, my desk is clean. And here I'm going to use the odd medium I had mentioned, which is Distress Oxide on a stencil. This really cool stencil by Vicki Boutin has become a favorite in my craft room. And I'm going to lightly blend this stencil into respected colored areas. And I'm going to start in the center and kind of just lightly blend it out towards the edges. I will do the same thing for pink, and I will do the same thing for the teal. How stinking cool does this look? I want to add a little bit more down here, just a tiny bit though, because I already have in mind where I'm going to add my cut file and my photo for my scrapbook. So just a tiny bit will suffice. So I am using a cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files. You can find them at peartreecutfile.com. This is such a cute cut file. I originally wanted to use this paper from Vicki Boutin because it has tiny little hearts. But as I put it on top of my background, I feel like it's a little too much. So I'm gonna try to rotate my background here, but my heart is set on this. I'm trying my best to really work with this cut file since I already went ahead and cut it. So trying to put the bits in to really visualize what it would look like as a finished project, but I'm just not happy, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this out in white. Have you ever done that? I do it not too often, and when I do, it's really upsetting to me. But now I have this purple heart pattern cut file on standby. Here's what it looks like in all white. I definitely like it a lot more at first glance. Unfortunately, I have a love-hate relationship with cut files. I absolutely love using them, but I have very little patience for them. I get super anxious to see what they're going to look like, and I end up rushing through it. So I accidentally cut a portion of my E in picture, and I have to remember to cover that up with an embellishment of some sort. Let me know, did you like the purple cut file better on this background or the white one instead? I think the reason why I like the white one instead is because I feel like it really complements the background and it doesn't take too much away from it. Now, the only thing I have left to do is to use some bits and words and ephemera to put this scrapbook layout together, which can always be fun because I get to pick from my sticker sheets, my ephemera bits and pieces, and just be very mindful not to overwhelm the layout so that the background is truly the star in this sketch. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope that you were inspired to grab your alcohol inks and create a one-of-a-kind background for your next scrapbook layout. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and I will see you at the next crafty doings.